Somebody could be really mentally, disabled. How's that? But to try to get them help, you can't do it because it's up to the person that has the mental problem to get help, unless he does something big enough where he gets arrested and they determine. But some people that have these illnesses can talk normal to somebody. So when they're talking to a psychiatrist or a counselor, which, this has happened with my one child, they'll be totally normal acting. And as soon as they go away, minutes later, back into, being crazy. So I just wanted to say that, again, if you are suffering from that, do something about it. Talk to your spouse, talk to your family members, come up with a plan. Don't let it go on because you're going to have more issues worse. A parent should never hit a child, and a child should never hit his mom or dad. Ever. That's how I feel. And I've had that happen. I watched my wife get punched here several weeks ago from him. But the problem is when somebody has schizophrenia, 2 hours later or a half an hour later, they're normal and they don't even know what they've done. Anyway, in the wacky news tonight, a chocolate maker is trying to make the world's, largest sponge candy out of chocolate. Interesting.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if Guinness is going to be there with their measuring stick this time.
Well, hey, James, send me a roll of duct tape and maybe a green banana. I'm going to put it on. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to come up with that one. Yes, that is bizarre.
You know what, guys? If you want to make $120,000, okay, two things you need to do. Okay, get yourself some artboard, like a 16 by 20. Tape a pineapple to it or a banana to it or whatever and go to Florida. Evidently, Florida is the magic state on a lot of weird things, if you really get into the paranormal. The reason why I can say this, okay, a guy duct taped, an artist, duct tape on a board, the same type of board you'd paint a picture on, a banana. And guess what? It sold in a Florida gallery for $120,000. Now, whoever bought that, hey, you can certainly give a phone call here down at the show. And certainly give me a call at 1-253-203-6681 anytime you want. I'll tell you what, I'll sell you one for $50. I mean, I'll use those little miniature bananas and instead of using duct tape, I'll be more creative. I'll use Scotch tape. And you get it for $50. Why would he want to pay $120,000 for a banana on a artboard? I don't know. Florida people, what is going on with you guys? Now, I mean, in Florida, you got to watch where you go into the bathroom and sit down because a big, huge snake could come out of the toilet and bite you somewhere where you all of a sudden, if you're a male, you're talking like you're Tiny Tim. Anyway, what's so funny, James?
There's a little tender spot there. I'm not going to go into any terms outside.
No, anyway, can you imagine somebody has gotten really smart? They have in Tennessee. Surprisingly, it's not Florida here. They got an aquarium. They got a Christmas tree. They put an eel in the aquarium, and it lights up their Christmas tree.
What they put in there?
An eel.
Oh, eel.
Yeah, in an aquarium, and it lights up their Christmas tree.
Well, they're pretty efficient and pretty inventive of them too, and efficient. I guess if you can rustle up one of them electric eels, you can do these things. But wow, I never heard tell such things. That's pretty good.
Hey, it's true. It's in the odd news 6 hours ago. I mean, this is my Bible. It's all true stuff. Hey, again, I want to do a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. Without you, I wouldn't be behind this microphone talking Monday to Friday from 6 to 10 p.m. or from 9 to 1 a.m. Eastern, depending on where you live. And if you live somewhere in the middle of the country, I don't even know what time it is when you're listening. But anyway, in Texas, a Texas police officer rescues a skunk. Now, it was showing on its dash cam on the patrolman's car. And do you know how the skunk thanked the police officer?
Oh, do tell. How did he thank him?
He got sprayed.
Oh, I knew it. Where was the police officer that needed to save that donkey the other day in Amish country? It was drinking.
Yeah, I have no idea. Coast Guard rescues a dog off the Florida coast.
Well, what was it? Dog lost, or just what was going on with that one?
Miles away from shore, dog was out there swimming.
Oh, okay, I got you now. He was out. Wow, he's lucky he didn't become shark bait. Jeez.
Well, how long can a dog continue to swim before it gets too tired and it drowns? So, I mean, He was very lucky that the Coast Guard came by and saw him, and they helped.
Yeah, that poor critter probably got caught in one of those riptides, and I bet that's what happened, and got swept out there. And that's how people drown. You get caught in them riptides, you just got to go with the flow, which seems weird when you're caught in them.
Well, and you know how to get out of... I used to be, when I was young, I used to be a lifeguard for a while, in high school at the local, lake and at the local Salvation Army swimming pool out there, recreation department for young kids. Anyway, they taught us, if you get into a riptide, swim back towards shore at a 45-degree angle. If you try to swim straight back to the shore, you're just going to be pulled out. But if you go at a 45-degree angle, eventually you'll get out of the riptide and be able to come back in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Plus, what happens? People don't do. They do what you said.
They
try to swim straight in.
They panic. Well, a lot of people would panic. Mm-hmm. I bet if I took you and put you in the riptide, I'm going to get back. And after about 5 minutes trying to swim back, and you're so tired, and the next thing you know,
you drown.
You're gone. You're going through the tunnel. Now, when you're going through the tunnel, do you go for the light or do you go for the dark? My friend Art Bell, because Lear called him up one night and was joking around to Art Bell when Art Bell was alive. I wonder if he went to the light or for the dark tunnel. But he said, John Lear said, you don't want to go to the light. It's a trick. It's a trick. You want to go through the darkness. And then you go in the darkness, it'll take you into, spectacular lights and all that stuff. And bright lights and all that stuff. But it's a trick if you go the other way. Now, you can take it either way. You only got one choice, guys. So, when you pass on, you have to make that decision. Do you go for the light or do you go for the dark? You know what I'm going to do?
Tell me.
I'm going to flip a coin before I die and figure out which way I go.
My advice, just follow your loved ones that'll be waiting on you, okay?
But what happens if you don't have any loved ones? Then what are you going to do? Just follow somebody going down the street? No, you don't know where you're going to go then?
Go with your gut instincts if you got nobody. But there's always going to be somebody there. I believe me.
Well, guess what? In the UK, they're talking about cattle mutilations.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of them going on. They're being investigated, and they have a lot of theories, whether it's aliens, cults, or just natural predators, or the military. Come on, guys. You know what? I already know who it is.
Do tell us. Let us know.
It's the little green men from Mars.
Oh, they didn't leave when their atmosphere got blown off? They're still there?
Well, maybe they're like we got all these underground bases. Maybe they have them there and they're still living, underground in Mars.
it's as plausible as anything. I'm going to have to check into that because, you know me, I'm all about patterns and connecting dots and see how many other similarities that line up with all these other previous 10,000 mutilations over the years that have happened.
Well, believe it or not, there's been a lot of them, I'll tell you that, and they don't seem to stop worldwide. Now, again, they're all the same things, okay? The udder is removed, the rectum is removed, the tongue is removed, the eyes are removed, the heart is removed, the brain is removed, and whatever sex gland a cow has, it's all gone. So, and all the blood is drained. But it's all better than laser precision. Now, we didn't even have lasers in the 50s, in the 60s for doing this type of thing. But you know what? This is the type of sightings of these poor creatures that, been, mutilated. It's been going on. If you really want to get freaked out, don't do it after you ate, please. Okay, go on and type in human mutilations, Brazil, and then when you're done with that, human mutilations, rainforest, all this stuff, and I guarantee you're going to have a hard time sleeping. So do it in the morning. Don't do it at night.
And another thing, Gary, that I pretty much can assure you on this one, all these mutilations that are done over the years out in fields and in woods and all over the place, and they're all, like you just said, done with pretty much laser precision, and they didn't have them in the 50s. Well, I'm pretty sure that even today that there's not somebody out there with laser equipment in the middle of nowhere cutting these animals up, and there's no predator tracks around them, and some of it's in snow, some of it's in mud, no tracks. And then on top of that, other patterns, predators. Predators will come and eat some of the deadest for the longest time ever. The buzzards, coyotes, crows, nothing, the stuff that eats dead things, they won't even touch it or get near it.
Isn't that strange? Just think about that. Even the insects don't eat nothing. It's like, no. I mean, why? What is being left that we can't see or smell or taste that predators don't want anything to do with it? It's kind of rather interesting, isn't it, when you think about it?
It is, and these are all patterns with pretty much, because I like to look at patterns in every case, and there's a lot of these cases that have the same type scenario. The udders, the part of the lips will be gone, and sex organs, and no blood, no tracks, no predators come and eat these things. These are all similarities through all these cases. And now you brought up that pathologist has stated that a couple of them cases, they were done standing up.
Well, what he said, quote unquote, that these mutilations are going on while the poor animal is in a standing position, that when you remove the eyes, there's a liquid matter between the eyeballs and the brain. And when you remove the eyes, it drains out. If the animal was dead or, laid down to have this stuff done to it, it'd run off the side of its head. But no, in most of these mutilation cases, and the people haven't even realized it, have been investigating it, is that the fluid is running off the nostrils area, which tells you bluntly that these animals are alive when the eyes are yanked out and whatever is going on with them for a while. So just think about it. It doesn't make a difference if it's a human being, a cow, a bull, a moose, a deer, whatever. Every animal feels pain, and we're an animal. We'll just happen to be the most, intelligent one walking on Earth. If we were in the ocean, I would say the porpoise is more intelligent in some ways. But I'm saying that, think about it. They don't care if they put their subject through massive amount of pain and trauma before they die. Could you imagine, like the Incas and some of these other tribes way back, when they used to sit there and sacrifice people, they would pull their hearts out of them while they're alive.
Yep.
And, then they would kind of like show them, here's your heart, while you got a second or two living to see here. Oh, my God, that's my heart. Anyway, we're going to be back